Yesus tidak pernah membawa pedang. Jangankan pedang, pisau saja nggak pernah dibawa oleh Yesus untuk nakut-nakutin orang. Karena kerajaan kebenaran itu bukan dari pedang, bukan dari menakut-nakuti orang.
On the cross, I already talked about that. It wasn't a confession of Jesus. The baptism of John, it's not something they likely would have invented. There's another one, the swords at Jesus' arrest. And according to Mark 14:47, and it's followed by Matthew and Luke, somebody had a sword at Jesus' arrest in the garden. And somebody used it. According to the different traditions, it was Peter, according to John, and somebody the others don't name, somebody whacked off the ear of the high priest's slave. But there's these different stories about Jesus. Somebody in Jesus' entourage was armed, and in some of the sources, one of the sources, there are two of them armed. There are two swords. Others is one sword. Now, I think this is historical. Why? Because all the gospel writers want to go out of their way to say Jesus was not mounting a violent revolution. Because all the gospel writers want to go out of their way to say Jesus was not mounting a violent revolution. Because all the gospel writers want to go out of their way to say Jesus was not mounting a violent revolution. He was not a criminal. This was not an armed rebellion. He's completely innocent of any political charge of insurrection. But if Jesus' disciples were armed with swords at his arrest in the middle of the night at the Passover in Jerusalem, that's insurrection, folks.
Thanks for joining us for Religious Hard Talk. I'm Ian Boyne. They are back. Bishop Joseph Adibol and Muslim cleric Sheikh Abdullah Al-Faisal. Another Christian-Muslim dialogue. Another Christian-Muslim debate. This is your premier forum, in fact the only forum in the Jamaican media for uninhibited religious discourse. This is where you can get a variety of opinions, where opinions contend, where 100 flowers bloom, as it were. This is the forum where ideas are tested, where ideas are contested. This is religious.
Salvation in Islam. Can you express what salvation is in Islam?
Yes, I will explain.
Tell me.
Salvation in Islam, as the Prophet Muhammad said, is in you, the human being, worshipping the Creator without associating partners unto him. So salvation in Islam is monotheism. So monotheism is your salvation. Paganism, which is to worship the creation that you are involved in, is your condemnation. This is why it is impossible for a Christian to go to paradise, because they worship the creation rather than worshiping the Creator. I understand?
So,
and
salvation
even though Jesus himself said you should worship God and God alone, and he said the greatest commandment is to worship God alone without associating partners with him.
Why is it that jihad is one of the principles of salvation in Islam?
Now, jihad is taught by Jesus himself. And
where in the Quran?
No, I'm using your Bible against you.
No.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer the question?
Jihad.
Now, when you mention, when you mention jihad and use it to criticize us, you dug a hole for yourself. Because Jesus said,
can
I answer your question? Jesus said about jihad, he himself believed in it. Jesus said, bring my enemies here and kill them in front of me.
Where?
Luke 19 verse 27. Luke 19 verse 27. Find it. Bring my enemies here. He said all the people who refuse to accept me as their king, bring my enemies all in front of me. You understand? Luke 19 verse 27. And kill them. The problem with the Christians is that we the Muslims know the Bible more than you.
Read that out of your Bible there, Bishop.
Luke 19, verse
27. Find that
So when you criticize us about jihad, you trap yourself. Because Jesus, he preached jihad.
Read
my
it.
enemies which will not
Accept.
that I should reign over them,
Right.
bring hither and slay them before me.
That's right.
Yes.
You did not know that was in the Bible. you don't know the Bible. You don't know the Bible.
No, what you are
That's
saying
your
is-
problem. You don't know the Bible.
You know.
So by criticizing us about jihad, you trap yourself and you can't get away from it.
Do you know that-
Jesus preached jihad.
Look at this, look
Jesus
at this.
was not a
Look
soft
at this.
person. He preached jihad.